Yes, yes, yes. It's the Raphael Dawkins of the Combat Radio. And damn, we are live. Okay, we got the music. Cue the music. Music is live. This is Boxing Talk with Raphie. 193. A little bit later than advertised. Okay. Before we get into what we're gonna get into, let me tidy this thing up. First and foremost, let's get the title of the piece. What's it called? AJ reacts to Deontay Wilder Meltdown. Okay, so let's get that in. What's going on here? Let's get that out. And let's get that in so when people come into the thing, they know exactly what we're talking about. Let's highlight that. Boom, boom, boom. Okay. And where are we? It is a boxing talk with Raphie. What is that? 193. Boom. Okay. We are nicely situated, and let's get the right background picture. Where is it? Let's load it. Boom. Okay, where is it? Is it in? Let's cancel that one and get this one in. Yes. Okay, so where are we? Okay, people are populating the area nicely. And let me do my sound check. Where's my sound check at? Get this one in. Yes. Excellente. Okay, so let's tidy that up. Yeah, that's much better. How's that looking? Excellente. Okay, so we are ready to roll. Okay, so is that music a little bit loud? Is the music a little tad loud? Yes, I think it is. Damn. It's a good thing. There we are. That's perfect now. Okay, so what we got? We got the Philip Carl Roberts. We have the Cal L up in the building. And so as you can see, this is Boxing Talk with Raphie 193. Welcome one and all for the latest edition. And normally on a Wednesday, we normally have Rick Glazer with us. But you know, Rick's got some serious business to tend to over there in the US of A. As you know, it's election day. Apparently things are on a knife edge over there. It's very even, Steven. I don't know if Rick's a little bit stressed out. I don't know if Trump is gonna Trump. OMG. I don't know. So Rick is not joining us today, but the show goes on. And I don't know how many people have known. I would imagine a lot of people would have heard the word of what's happened to Dillian White's fight with Alexander Povetkin. But in case you hadn't, we're gonna warm in with a video talking about that most unfortunate situation. Okay, so let's get straight into the warm in video, and then it will be on. Yo, I hope, Rick, I don't know if you're watching, buddy, but I hope bear up. Stay strong, Rick. I know your boy Trump may have trumped. I know your boy Trump must be trumping in his pants right now. Oh gosh, the elections are peaceful. Was anyone expecting anything else? I don't know. I'm not really in the loop. With that shiznix. So where are we? Okay, let's share this. Let's share the warming video, and then we get into it. Where is it? Boom. Okay, let's kill the music, if only for a moment, and get into the video. OMG. Let's get this lined up properly. And this ain't no laughing matter. This is crazy. Okay, so breaking news. Eddie Hearn, unfortunately, we got the news today that Alexander Povetkin is in hospital after testing positive for COVID-19. The fight will now be rescheduled to a target date of January 30th. An announcement on our November the 21st show will be made shortly. OMG. So, you heard the news first. Alexander Povetkin is in hospital with COVID-19. I don't know. Am I allowed to say that? COVID-19? Are you allowed to say those words on YouTube? Oh, this is terrible. Just got a message. Sent a message to Dillian White's coach, Xavier Miller. I said, bro, can we speak after the fight? He said, no doubt. That message just came through right now as this came through. Does he even know? OMG. Oh my God. I'm going to have to send him this. Surely he knows. I don't know. I'm going to have to forward this message to him. It's terrible news. Alexander Povetkin versus Dillian White is off. Okay, we'll talk about it later. What do you make of this? What say you? It's the Raphie Dawkins, it's the Combat Radio, it's the like, it's the subscribe, it's the comments, it's the shares. And yeah, this is not the only source. Let's line this up. This is from, what's this from? What is this? This is from Sky Sports. So you've got two independent sources. Povetkin versus White rematch with Dillian White postponed after Alexander Povetkin tests positive for COVID-19. And dang, it's a good thing I read this because there's another element to the story. Okay, so promoter Eddie Hearn immediately suggested that Dillian White could fight Tyson Fury on December the 5th instead. OMG. What a brilliant suggestion. An awesome suggestion. Anybody up for Fury versus White on December the 5th? That would be excellente. Okay, I'm going to leave it right there. You give me your responses. It's the Raphie Dawkins, it's the Combat Radio. It's the like, it's the subscribe, it's the comments, it's the shares. And it's the hitting the bell icon to stay updated with news and notifications. No doubt we'll talk about this later in the day. But that is the news. It's the Combat Radio. I'm out. Boom. I like the way that just ended on the beat as we bring the beat back. Okay, so let's get into this thing. Let's get comfortable. Let's get situated. The Raphie's had a busy day, but he couldn't let the Combat Radio crew down. No way, no how. Okay, so what's going on? What's going on? What's going on? What's going on here? Where's Raph's money? Oh my gosh, this is fun and games. This is fun and games. I've deliberately stayed away from the election news. Don't worry, folks. We're going to be talking boxing shortly, but I've deliberately stayed away from the boxing news because I know that there's some fun in the air. There's bound to be some fun in the air. Oh. Let's kill that there. Let's just move this along just a tad. Okay, that's right. All right, so where are we? James, I think we're talking about the election. It's not over. 270 is the number, says an irate James Jameson with the angry faces. 2 angry faces. OMG. 253. It's I've deliberately stayed away from the American elections because we got some little wagers going on over here at Raphael Dawkins Combat Radio. So I wanted to be surprised. But the vibe I'm getting is that Trump has trumped in his pants. Ain't it? But James Jameson, you promised me that Trump was going to win, but now I'm getting the vibe. I'm getting the vibe that the news has not been favorable. It's not being favorable to the right. What's going on? What's going on? Oh my gosh. Okay, so let's carry on with the roll call. Okay, so we know it's the Cal L. Mr. Philip Carl Roberts, it's the James Jameson who is irate at the moment. Nanu, more calling awesome. Where we at? BG London up in the building. And how rude of me. Let me just drop the link in the chat. What's happening? What's cooking? Well, what's cooking? It looks like Trump's goose. Trump's goose is in the oven, and it's apparently self-basting. And oh my gosh, Trump's goose is in the oven. I don't know. I stayed away from all of this. Andre up in the building. Very well, thank you, my friend. Very well. Had a busy day, but you know what? I'm all good with it, mate. I'm all good with it. I'd rather have a busy day than a boring day. But that's what's going on. Loads to do. We're going into lockdown. We're going into lockdown tomorrow. The lockdown in the UK starts tomorrow. Second lockdown. But to be fair, I will not be twiddling my thumbs. Oh my OMG. James Jameson is talking about saying if Trump doesn't win, then it must be down to some kind of election fraud. Oh dear. Let's have a look. Let's have a break from the music so we can have a moment of silence. We can have a dirty, cheating Democrat. Bring the music back. Bring the beat back. Oh, my gosh. OMG. This is hilarious. 253, it's over, mate. It's over. It ain't over till the fat lady sings, says James Jameson. Come on, James, that's a bit sizist. Come on, we don't say that anymore. Shiz Biz up in the building. White versus Hunter Fury. We're going to get to the boxing talk in a second, but first of all, we have to get to the bottom. We have to get to the bottom of this. I want to know from Leighton, Evelyn, and James Jameson. Raging. James Jameson is so angry, he might just crush a grape. He's going to jump off a doll's house and crush a grape. Don't make him angry. Oh, my gosh. Well, James, I'm glad that even in your irate state, you still took some time out to come and spend some time. And come and spend some time with us. You know that we'll get you through this, James. You know, we're British. We have the stiff upper lip. We'll get through this, James. We're going to get you through this. You know what I mean? Just have a nice, what is it? Have a nice scotch. Or is it scotch they make up in Scotland, or is it whiskey? It's both. They make all sorts of alcoholic beverages up there, I hear. Not to mention hooch. Okay. Oh, my gosh. And we got the Heinrich. We got the Heinrich repping the right wing up in here. What's going on now? White ain't fighting now. Well, we got a story on that. What's going on? Actually, Nigel Farage and Boris Johnson had some positive words for Trump. Positive words? Like what? Like do one? Wish you would have some politicians like them in Germany. Well, you've got the lady. What's her name? Merkel. Something Merkel. I can't remember her name. What is it? Alice Merkel? Something like Alice or Maureen. Is it Maureen? Is it Maureen Merkel? Something like that. Where we at? So next up is Dubois v. Joyce. Yeah, potentially. You all know you're not in Yeah, it's a German with a Northern Ireland postcode. Very interesting. James Jameson is angry. Come on, guys. Let's not mess around. Let's take this thing seriously. James Jameson says tissues have been torn. Grapes have been crushed like democracy. Oh my God. James Jameson, you my friend. You have a flair. You have a certain flair with words. You know what I'm saying? If Trump had you as one of his speechwriters, mate, this could be, the complexion of the matter could be a lot different. Iron Kong up in the building. How are you doing, Mr. Kong? Good to have you up in here. Heinrich Schmitz says he's in Prague, but he hasn't got a credit card. How did you book? How did you make the booking, my friend? How did you make the booking? How do you travel? How do you travel overseas without a credit card or a debit card? How do you do it, Heinrich? You good old cash, damn. What's going on here? Boris is a clown. Why is Boris a clown? I thought he's a good right wing guy. What's wrong with Boris? To be fair, I don't really pay too much attention to politics anymore. Well, it's my birthday now, James. Oh my gosh. Well, no, everybody wish James. All joking aside, James, you know we're gonna have to tear you a new one if Trump loses. You understand that, don't you? But that aside, let me be the first of the Raphael Dawkins Combat Radio crew to wish you a very, very happy 21st birthday. Okay, right. So, let me see. Let's get through the rest of this chat. Angela Merkel. Hey, talking about Angela Merkel. There was a story. Don't worry, folks, we're gonna get into the boxing, but we're just having a good little bit of rib tickling to start things off. There was a story that Vladimir Putin is so sadistic. Let me take a swig of my water. Damn, I must have been dehydrated. I just half emptied. Excuse me. I just half emptied a 750 milliliter container of fresh spring water. I just half that in a couple of gulps. Must have been dehydrated. I'm driving by car, sir. Are you driving by car? So when you go to the petrol station, you pay by cash. You do everything by cash. It's amazing. I mean, I don't know. It is fascinating. Can someone really survive these days just by cash, buying things and what have you? It's amazing because we've had this conversation with Heinrich many times, and I think Heinrich's the only person I know who apparently doesn't have a credit card. Over the age of he's the only person I know over the age of 16 who doesn't have some method of card payment. That's amazing. That is amazing. I must try and go back to cash just for a day or a week. That would be an interesting challenge, going back to cash just for a week. Anyway, before we get into the boxing, what was I about to say? Yeah. So apparently Vladimir Putin, whatever his first name is, Putin, the Russian guy, the Russian cat, he's said to be so sadistic that he knows that Angela Frau Merkel, he knows that she's scared of dogs. Some people are scared of dogs. It's irrational, but Angela Merkel is scared of dogs, and he knows about this. So he had one of his big, allegedly they're on stage or somewhere in Russia, and he had a big old brute of a dog just kind of wander on the stage. He just had it set up, and poor Angela Merkel, scared of dogs anyway, even if it was just a little Jack Russell type or a little pooch, a little Chihuahua. Should have been scared of it, but he had this big old wolfhound looking thing. They're pretty harmless if they're normally big old wolfhound looking thing, and those things are damn large. And he had one of those just wander on the stage, and poor Angela Merkel, she's just sitting there glued to a seat, horrified, trying not to shake. Remember when Angela Merkel got the shakes, or was that Hillary Clinton? I think both of them have had strange health episodes on camera. And that speaks to the sadistic nature of Putin, of Russia. But with that said, let's get back into the chat. Let's finish off the chat. It's too funny. We're going to have to finish this up before we get into the boxing. What's going down now? Apparently, Angela Merkel sucks. Is that the Welsh flag? Yes. Philip Carl Roberts is a Welshman. Welshman up in the building. We got the whole of the UK. We got the Caribbean up in here. We got the German from Northern Ireland in the form of Heinrich Schmitz. We got Barbados up in the house. We got Scotland up in the house. We got, what's going on? We got New Zealand, the Southern Hemisphere, up in the house. I'm a cash guy. Damn. So it is possible. just to live. But but you're a card guy though. You're a card guy though, James. What else we got? He's driving around Prague with suitcases. The 1-2 kid. The 1-2 kid. What are you doing in Prague? Or is that a silly question? What are you doing in Prague? I have a card, not always use cash. I'm old school like that. I have a card, but always use cash. Okay, I got you. Always use cash. Damn, I barely ever have any cash on my person. Barely ever. Hey, where's Rick? That's what we should call this one. We should call this one Where's Rick? No, Rick. I think Rick is over there in Buffalo, New York. He's got some people over. So I had to take a rain check on the show. I can visualize Rick now around his TV with his guests, going a brighter shade of red. Brighter shade of red, crimson. Because it looks like the vibe I'm picking up from people is that it's not looking too good for the Trump. Looks like Trump may have trumped in his pants. Uh-oh. When I need something from the internet, I ask my wife. Okay. All right. Well, just ask your wife to throw us a little €1 super chat so we can see where you come from. Yeah? Because we've wanted you to do that for a while. But you always say you don't got no card. But if your wife's got one, yeah, just tell her to drop us a little €1 super chat so we can see what comes up, in front of it. Is it a euro? Is it a pound? Is it a yen? Is it a Thai dollar? We just don't know. Yes. Pretty good, big boys. Pretty good. We're going into lockdown again tomorrow. Well, in a couple of hours. In 1 hour and 56 minutes, to be precise. UK goes back into lockdown. As a matter of fact, I know that's England. England goes back into lockdown. But what about Scotland? What about Scotland, James? And what about Wales, Philip? What's going on there? And Heinrich, what about Ireland? What about Northern Ireland? What are they in lockdown or not? I don't know what's going on. Oh gosh, Putin, very, very sadistic fella. Yes. Although Femi's levels above Wilder in skill, career, personality, but I think you left out the most important one there. Iron Kong. You left out character. You know what I'm saying? That's the most important one. Character. Who is the Bayesian in here? It's the Leighton Evelyn. Leighton Evelyn is the Bayesian in here. For those who don't know what the Bayesian is, it's a man of Barbados descent. Okay. Cash is for dealers. Heinrich Smith has just admitted that has said he's traveling around Prague with just cash. Damn. Suitcases of cash. What kind of business are you into in Heinrich, or is that too much of a personal question, old boy? Jane, what does he say? Yeah, do you get paid in cash, Heinrich? Do you get paid in cash? In a little, is it a brown envelope? Heinrich? What's he saying here? James Jameson, it's like 20 what? 2080? 20/80. What's that? Oh, percentage splits. 28. Also, you get majority in cash. So you get paid 20% by check or some kind of paper, some postal orders. You get paid in postal orders 20% and then cash 80%. That's interesting. James Jameson is hanging on. James Jameson is hanging in there. It's just Batson. Okay. Occupational training. Oh, you don't know. You don't have a specific job description. Heinrich doesn't have a specific job description. Okay. Oh, damn. So in Wales, you've already been in lockdown for a week. Okay. Wales is supposed to come out of lockdown Monday. We are in the middle of a 16-day lockdown. Okay. I get you. The bronze plumber says Wales are not in lockdown, but Philip Carl Roberts is a Welshman who lives in Wales, to the best of my knowledge, and he says they are in a lockdown, 16-day lockdown to be precise. Scotland is still on the tiers system, more like a tiers system. Insane. Tears for fears. Can the Chinese stop eating the bat soup, please? The bat soup, the turtle soup. There's a lot of interesting cuisine over there. Heinrich, do you have a bank account? We had 2 new cases yesterday. They were medical staff. Managed to quarantine where people coming into the country must spend. Oh, they managed a quarantine place where people coming into the country need to spend 14 days through there. Yes. Who do we have here on the line?
Yo, what's up, Raphie? Iron Kong here, man. How you doing?
Yes, Iron Kong. I didn't know whether it was a fake. I thought it might have been a fake because we have. I thought it might have been our friend Dixon Siders, who's a regular character around here. But it's good to have you up in the building. Okay, so how's it going? Where are you? Where are you, Iron Kong?
St. Kitts and Nevis, brother.
St. Kitts and Nevis. St. Kitts and Nevis. Wicked. I got some more Caribbean in the building. Excellente. I'm gonna get with you in a second. Let me see if there's any other pertinent points. Okay, so Heinrich Smith is telling me that he works in healthcare. But Heinrich Smith, you forgot your script, because I remember one time you told me you were retired, old chap. You were retired. So Heinrich Schmitz has got more stories than Lewis Carroll, the author, a kiddies book author. You got more stories than Lewis Carroll, Heinrich. What is it? Mental health? You're working on your mental health, Heinrich? Oh my gosh. OMG. Heinrich, do you have a chauffeur or do you travel by bus pass? What the hell is going on? Okay. We've had enough messing around. Let's get into this chat. So, Kong, I haven't spoken to you for a while. What's your view on Deontay Wilder's? You've heard Deontay Wilder's explanations as for his loss, I presume. Iron Kong, you're muted. Iron Kong must be. Oh,
yes, Raphie. Sorry about that.
No problem. So, just to start us off, what have you heard? You've heard. I presume you've heard about Deontay Wilder's excuses or explanations. Depends on how you look at it.
Yeah, man. Well, there's a madman. I used to be a big fan of Deontay Wilder, some
Yeah.
years back. But then I realized this man got certain personality flaws
Traits.
that I don't like.
Mm.
He have a way of he seeks to uplift himself by tearing down other people,
Yeah.
but not actually trying to perform the deeds that they like. He's not trying to achieve nothing.
Hmm.
He looking to get stardom
Mm.
off of just being infamous or things he says or all this BS. So everything about Deontay Wilder is some big drama, some big production.
Yeah.
You know, oh, they don't want to fight me. They don't like me because I'm dark skinned.
Ah.
It's always some big drama,
Mm. Mm.
right? As Triple G say, big drama show.
Hmm.
You
Hmm.
know,
And
and
yeah.
seeing, it's weird because before he made that Twitter post and that ridiculous video, he
Mm.
come on first and was like, "Oh, I can't wait for the tank fight." So I was like, "So okay, so he's hyping the fight,
Mm.
not realizing he was actually preparing people for this BS. He used a PBC card as a platform to push his own foolishness on Twitter." And
Hmm.
I'm wondering if the people around Deontay, if nobody around Deontay Wilder actually sometimes ask him, "You sure you want to do this?" Nobody ask him, "You sure you want to post this?"
Mm. Mm.
It's like he don't have nobody around him like questioning him or like giving him a second opinion.
Yeah.
The guy is a joke. The guy is a madman.
Mm.
You
Mm.
know.
Yeah. Yeah. I was surprised. I was surprised in a sense. I was surprised in the sense that with his silence blasting for so long, I thought he would come through with some new news, come through
Right.
with something new and sensible. But instead of that, he just came through with some LD. We just came through. He just regurgitated the same old excuses that the LDBC were making. He didn't come up with anything new. He just repeated the same old nonsense the LDBC have been mocked for the last 6 months. And rather than come up with some original material, he just
Mm.
regurgitated everything that they had been saying and made himself a laughing stock if he wasn't
Terrible.
already.
Terrible, man. I
Yeah.
mean, you have a situation when he said that he couldn't wait for the tank fight.
Yeah.
People were in his Twitter box saying, "So when you gonna announce your fight?"
Mm.
Then when he came on Twitter and did this, his own fans, people who I on Twitter go back and forth with about Deontay Wilder, were
Mm-hmm.
like, "Bro, you could have kept this." People were going at him. Like, I wonder, how did he think this would go over? Like, he thought people would just like how did he think this would play out? Like, in his mind,
In his head,
how
yeah.
was how was this supposed to play out?
Mm. Mm.
You know what I mean? And this is what I mean by his personality. This guy is just, everything about him has to be over the top production.
Yeah.
Really strange fella.
Drama queen. Drama
I'm a
queen.
queen. You know,
Mm.
I think it was your stream. What's his name? Is it Boxing Historian? His name is.
On my
Anyway,
stream, yeah. What was he saying?
nah, he was just saying like, yo, he don't get it. You just got beat up, bro. You just got beat up.
Mm. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
You know, this
Yeah.
man. I mean, you, Raphie. Let me tell you
Mm.
something. I wonder,
Mm.
would it have been worse for Anthony Joshua to beat up Deontay Wilder? Would he have handled that better than this? Because he really taking this bad.
Would it if well no Joshua I think these okay, so really the real question is what is Deontay Wilder's issue with Joshua? I think that's the real question.
Mm.
And why is it that he would rather have fought Fury than Joshua? And yeah, I'll answer that one. I think the situation there was that Deontay Wilder came over to England to commentate on Anthony Joshua versus Vladimir Klitschko. And when he basically, how many people there? 90,000 people, 80,000, 90,000 people, somewhere in that ballpark.
Yeah.
Deontay Wilder would never have seen anything like that in his lifetime. Never have been in the presence of so many people in one place there for a boxing match, a boxing bout. So at first, because I watched the live broadcast, he was on the Sky broadcast, I believe, and I watched that, and I couldn't hear what he was saying because I was watching it in a pub, but I watched the replay subsequently. And Deontay Wilder was in awe. I've said this before, but I'll say it again. Deontay Wilder was in awe when he looked around and saw the 90,000 people that come out for Anthony Joshua, Vladimir Klitschko. Well, it was Anthony Joshua. They came out for Anthony Joshua, didn't they? I'm sure there were a few Germans in there, but just a few. So 90,000 people came out to see a man with African parents, born in London, UK.
Yes.
So he's a black man. We're talking about a black man. 90,000 people. I guess 90% of them would have been white people. 80,000 white people came out to see a man born in England from African parents. So that must have resonated. That must have resonated with Wilder. And I understand Wilder's position. He comes from Alabama, and that is a southern state, and they had it pretty tough. So he's factoring all these things in, and he's saying this is amazing. This is an amazing spectacle, an amazing scene. And he said on the broadcast, these were his words. He said, well, if there's 90,000 people for come out here to watch Joshua v. Klitschko, it'd probably be more. It'd probably be more if I came over here. So at that point, without his advisor around him, just him and his Macintosh and his dark glasses, at that point, I think that Deontay Wilder did like the idea of fighting Joshua and coming over to the UK and getting 100,000 people in one place. I think he liked the idea. The money must have been a factor that must have played on his mind, because at this point he was still a $1 million fighter. He allegedly got $5 million against Ortiz the first time around. I don't know if I believe that. I don't see how the numbers add up. But anyway, he was a $1 million fighter. Let's be generous. Let's say he was a $2 million fighter at that point. And he was very much aware that he'd be able to turn that 2 million and, multiply that, tenfold. Multiply that tenfold, potentially. And he was all up for it. And then not long after that, he went back over to the USA, must have talked to his people. And, from that point on, I think his tone changed. Once he talked to Shelley Finkel, his tone changed. Now he's not so eager to come over to the UK. He started saying stuff like, well, America, we're the Mecca over here. We're the Mecca. So now he's saying he don't want to come to England. Anthony Joshua has got to go over to him. So at this point, he starts to play the game, starts to pretend that he is Anthony Joshua's equal. Well, let me say this. Let me go on record. I don't know if I've said this recently, but in no way was Deontay Wilder or is Deontay Wilder Anthony Joshua's equal in terms of the boxing economics. He is not on Anthony Joshua's level in terms of the boxing economics. And so now he wants talking about, it starts backtracking on coming to the UK. It's got to be over in the USA. It makes more sense in the USA. And then all of a sudden, it's got to be 50-50, or I'll take 40 and you take 40 in the rematch. So that's basically saying 50-50. But how the hell are you going to get 50% of a pot when you are not the opponent's equal? You know what I'm saying? It never made any sense. So let's get back to the key point. What is Deontay Wilder's issue with Anthony Joshua? And in a nutshell, I'll put it like this. Deontay Wilder has an extreme level of jealousy of what he saw. The love, it's not just love for Joshua over here. There's hate as well. You got some haters over here. Why they hate him? Well, certain factors. I don't know if I want to go into that today, but but it's the adulation. The adulation that Anthony Joshua gets in comparison to the adulation that Deontay Wilder does not get in his own homeland. And I think that Deontay Wilder has a level of jealousy towards Anthony Joshua, which is which borders on the mental. You know, it's kind of mental. We call it mental over here. He's Deontay Wilder is angry at Anthony Joshua's success. So much so that rather than fight Anthony Joshua for more money, Deontay Wilder himself came out and confessed that he fought Tyson Fury for lesser money than he could have fought Anthony Joshua. So here we have a man who's prepared to fight another man for less money than he could have fought the unified champ. And bear in mind, if Deontay Wilder had fought the unified champ while he was WBC champion, he would have become undisputed. And this is something that gets lost in the mix. This is something that gets lost in the mix. Everybody seems to forget. Nobody's talking about the fact that Deontay Wilder was in a position to potentially become the undisputed heavyweight champion of the world. And he walked away from that to fight Tyson Fury. And we saw what happened. So, in a nutshell, my view on it, Deontay Wilder has an extreme level of jealousy towards Anthony Joshua. And he miscalculated. He thought by fighting a fat Fury, he would increase his leverage, increase his bargaining power around the bargaining table. And the whole thing is just blown up in his face. But the thing is, I'm not even sure that Deontay Wilder wanted to fight Anthony Joshua. I'm not even sure, because with him being with Al Heyman and PBC have money issues, they loaned $500 million. They got a $500 million loan from some groups, from some banking groups, and they blew through most of that with about 10% left, 20% left out of that. And so they are in a financial bind. Everybody's talking about the zone in a financial bind. PBC are in a financial bind. So PBC, Al Heyman, could not afford to lose a heavyweight champ. They need it for their TV deals. So Al Heyman wouldn't have been down with it. Shelly Finkel wasn't down with it. Shelly Finkel refused to meet Eddie Hearn in New York to talk about a deal. So those were people who were in no hurry to sign to fight Anthony Joshua. They need a champion over there. Al Heyman needs a champion over there, a heavyweight champion. PBC needs a heavyweight champion over there. So they're bent over backwards trying to accommodate the guy. Showtime, or was it Espinosa? Who does Espinosa work for? They almost went bust for a little while in terms of boxing. You know, they paid out Deontay Wilder some money they couldn't afford to pay him, bending over backwards, trying to please the guy, trying to keep the guy. And some extreme jealousy. I don't think Al Heyman, Shelly Finkel wanted the Joshua fight because it just didn't suit their overall needs and goals. And so we've heard a lot of crapola, a lot of going around in circles, a lot of nonsense from Deontay Wilder, from Shelly Finkel with regards to Anthony Joshua. I'm not sure what it would have taken, because when Anthony Joshua lost to Andy Ruiz, hear what Deontay Wilder had to say. He said something to the effect of, we won't give him 50% now. He's not worth. Anthony Joshua isn't worth 50% now. And so you see the psychotic thinking. It is what we call over here absolutely mental. Deontay Wilder is more words than substance.
Sorry,
Yeah,
Raphie.
Yeah, carry on.
When Joshua lost to Ruiz, right?
Yeah.
It was like Deontay Wilder had a celebration. It was like he beat Anthony Joshua by proxy.
Mm.
Anthony Joshua finally lost, and I didn't have to do it. And I was just like, why are you celebrating this? Why are you celebrating somebody else's achievement?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? This
Yeah.
should have been you beating Anthony Joshua. But no, you let somebody else who was driven at that time, who wanted to take a chance on himself, and they won. They won the jackpot, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Andy Ruiz has a bigger win in his whole boxing career than Deontay Wilder.
Yes.
Imagine that.
Yes.
Andy Ruiz has been a unified champion.
Mm.
Deontay Wilder has never unified a belt. I remember when Deontay Wilder had the chance to fight Joseph Parker. And somehow, again, always with Deontay, always finds a way to not achieve and then tear down the other fighter. The fight didn't go through. Eddie Hearn got the fight for Anthony Joshua. And what did he say? Oh, Joseph Parker was scared of me. He ducked me. They saw how I beat up Gerald Washington in Alabama. No, if you watch the fight, Gerald Washington was beating up Deontay Wilder.
Exactly.
In Alabama, a place he couldn't sell out.
Damn.
You understand? In this little stadium in Alabama, he couldn't sell it out, getting beat up by novice Gerald Washington. You know what I'm saying? That's what Joseph Parker saw. Joseph Parker saw more opportunity in fighting Anthony Joshua in England for more money, bigger crowd, more prestige. And Deontay Wilder's team couldn't even put in the extra effort if they believed in him to get Joseph Parker to fight Deontay Wilder to unify.
Yeah.
They just was that I think they must have sent Joseph Parker some small offer.
Yeah.
And Eddie Hearn was like, what? I could double that or whatever.
Yeah.
And got the fight.
Treble. 6 times. They offered Parker something like $1 million. I think he got somewhere in the region of $6 million for fighting.
Oh, come on, man. Big money PBC, right?
Yeah.
Big money PBC couldn't outbid little Eddie Hearn, right? And I've always been told, oh, the money is bigger in America. Well, Deontay Wilder has not proved that.
Yeah.
You understand?
Exactly.
So what I like about Joshua, because I think you have it up, he responded or whatever. And Joshua said, I mean, if you wanted to fight Tyson Fury, fine, but why you have to drag my name through the mud? It's just Deontay Wilder's personality, his character. He has to tear you down to uplift himself. And I can't rock with that.
No. It's a bad character trait. It's a very, very bad character trait.
Terrible.
Yeah, it's terrible. Absolutely terrible. I find it difficult that he turned down. He was like some game. It was like some kind of bloody game with him, turning down offer after offer after offer after offer. I really question whether he's ever really wanted to fight Joshua. I want to ask the people in the chat: do you think that Deontay Wilder either wanted or wants to fight Anthony Joshua? I find it hard to believe that he does. He's walked away from so many offers. I find it so incredibly difficult to believe that Deontay Wilder at any point, other than initially when he was at the fight with Vladimir Klitschko. Other than that moment, at that moment, I believe he wanted to fight Joshua. But after that, I've never really got the sense that he wanted to fight Joshua. Okay, people can retort and say, well, hold on, Raphie, hold on. What about the 50 million offer? What about the 50 million offer? We got 50 million. You come and fight us. Joshua said, okay, show me the terms. Show me the terms. Show me the term sheet. And then, from that day, Shelly Finkel was evasive. Shelly Finkel declined to meet Eddie Hearn when Eddie Hearn was going over there to New York to see the terms, to see the details, the minutia, the proof of funds. They couldn't show him nothing. So it looked like they just wanted Anthony Joshua's signature, and then they were going to go and leverage some money against Joshua's signature, not against Wilder's signature. Joshua's signature. So yeah, I just find it very difficult to believe that Deontay Wilder really seriously wanted Joshua. He had so many opportunities. He had the opportunity to become undisputed. But the thing is this: why should we be surprised if it turns out that Wilder never really wanted Joshua? When has Wilder showed any ambition as a champion? Okay, he had the ambition to become a champion, yes. But as a champion, when has he really shown ambition? You can say his biggest accomplishment was losing to Tyson Fury.
I agree with that.
And that's crazy.
I agree with that. His biggest accomplishment was fights he couldn't win. And didn't even come close to win. Well, the first fight maybe, but
yeah.
I mean, Raphie, I mean, it shows you just how behind this guy was. But you see, I feel bad for Mark Breland, but I tell you something. Mark Breland spent a lot of time bashing Anthony Joshua too. And
yes, he
bashing him, talking about he don't know how to box and he don't know how to defend himself. I was like, you talking about Anthony Joshua? You need to worry about that dude. You training, sir.
Yeah.
Don't worry about Anthony Joshua. He gonna be all right. You know what I'm saying? So Mark Breland, while he was worrying about bashing Joshua, should have been worrying about why Deontay Wilder is not learning not taking none of his teachings.
Yeah, I mean, I think the Breland checked out on Wilder. I think he checked out on Wilder. I think he gave up on him. They've been together for what, 10 years? I think there came a point when Breland just said, well, this guy ain't taking it in. This guy ain't taking it in. And there is an interview where Breland said on camera, where Breland said he was standing against a fence, a chain link fence. He said on a sunny day outdoors. And he said that his 12-year-old son, apparently at that time he had a 12-year-old son. It was a few years ago. He said his 12-year-old son boxes better than
that's right.
Than Wilder.
That's right.
Yeah. He said it on camera. So he you know, there were times when he would just tell it like it is. And I got the impression that Breland just said, well, gave up on him at some point. He just gave up on him. He ain't gonna take it in. Wilder himself said he didn't listen to his corner. And now he's and then they had the rematch. I don't know if he certainly didn't listen to his corner then either. And now, you know, he blames Breland. He alleges that Breland Breland spiked his water. So, you know, that is not a student. That is not a student of the art. A student of the art would never disrespect his teacher like that.
That's right.
Never. Well, the Gucci Kid said he's either very clever or very stupid. Either way, we're talking about him. Yeah, and that's what I think that's what Deontay Wilder latches onto. He realizes that the more outlandish he speaks, the more outlandish the things he says, the more calling minches he gets, and so he does get a certain amount of notoriety. But there's such a lack of desire to be the best. I think in the annals of history, when the history books are written, it's gonna say that Deontay Wilder was a very unambitious champion. What say you, Iron Kong?
Sorry, Raphie, I was dealing with my son. What you said?
That's no problem. I think that's no problem. I think that when the history books are written about Deontay Wilder, it's going to say this was a very unambitious champion.
Most definitely. I mean, it can't be written nowhere else. I realized after he did Unify, if you realize, the narrative switched off of one face, one name to, oh, you know, he's the longest reigning WBC, this and that, right?
Yeah.
These people are clever, you know. Look at how they switch the narrative when it doesn't suit them, right?
Well, he said it's not even about one name, one face no more. He said it on Blue Blood. He said it's not even about that no more. It's about the money now. Remember,
right.
he said it's not about the money, it's about the one name, one face. And then he flipped it and said it's not about the one name, one face, it's about the money.
That's right.
Everything he says at some point, if you listen long enough, he will say the opposite.
That's right. So yeah, I mean, it has to be. I don't know if he's more unambitious than somebody like Gary Russell, but certainly
Okay.
in the heavyweight division,
Yeah.
he's a guy who, even though he had all this backing, he, in my opinion, you have to blame the fighter because the fighter is the one who is supposed to be the boss. So if
Yes.
you didn't achieve, that's your fault, sir. Shelly
Yeah.
Finkel can't stop you from doing what you want to do. If you tell Shelly Finkel get your fight, get your fight. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Well, you have options, and they didn't think enough of you to pay the extra money to get Joseph Parker. Whether they couldn't or they wouldn't pay Joseph Parker, right? Shelly Finkel did not put you in the ring with Vlad. There's absolutely no reason why 18 fight at the time, that was his 19th fight, Anthony Joshua should be in a ring with Vladimir Klitschko while you on 30-something fights outside commentating, while
Yeah.
Vladimir Klitschko manages both you and him. You understand?
Shelly Finkel.
Sorry. Shelly Finkel manages both Vladimir Klitschko and you. That should have been Deontay Wilder fighting Vladimir Klitschko for the WBA and IBO, WBC unification. There's absolutely no reason why they should be Anthony Joshua on what fight was that? Fight number 16 or something, Charles Martin?
Yeah. I think it was 16 Charles Martin. I think so. Yeah.
16 Charles Martin. Anthony Joshua should not have gotten that fight. You and Charles Martin are at PBC. So why is it that you allowed all of these fights that were completely in your reach to go away? You don't have ambition. You just want to be noticed. You want to be a star.
100%. 100%. Wilder was champ for 5 years, didn't try to unify in that time. Disgraceful, says Ruben Guerrero. Let's not forget, Phil Carl Roberts says, let's not forget Lou DeBilla was sacked for getting that 120 million offer from DAZN. It meant that Heyman and Cole had to pay Wilder more money to keep him at BBC. Indeed. Rue 504 up in the building. I think, if I'm not mistaken, I think Rue comes from where is it? Mississippi. Is it Mississippi? Where is it? Where is it that they have the Mardi Gras? New Orleans. Sorry, New Orleans. I think it Rue's from the New Orleans. The boar meat excuse was my favorite. The meat may be a little gamey in taste, but I like it. Shelley kept Vlad away from Wilder, and that is known, very known. He's just a baby. Deontay is just a baby. Words of Shelley Finkel. Yeah. Shelley Finkel said that. Wilder is not in control of his career. Like I previously said, I think he has been milked throughout his. Well, I don't think he's been milked. I think what's happened is that they have managed him very, very carefully, and they've all made money. Wilder's made money. Shelley Finkel's made money, and they guided him to a bit of a jackpot against Fury, but he was far less of a jackpot than he would have got against Anthony Joshua. And so once again, okay, I accept that Wilder may have gone the Fury route to build up his leverage, build up his name in preparation for a Joshua fight. But did he ever really want the Joshua fight? I don't know. He had the first fight. It was a draw. He could have moved on straight to Joshua. Was it in the contract that he had to fight Wilder? I mean, Fury next? I don't think so, because Fury went away and had two other fights. So it clearly wasn't in the contract that Wilder had to fight Fury next, because Fury didn't fight him next. Fury went and signed with ESPN and had 2 other fights before getting back to Wilder. So Wilder was free. After the first Fury fight to pursue Joshua. He did not. When asked about it, are you going to go fight Joshua now? He said, no. He said, we have other things in line. His own words.
That's Is that the night? I remember it's probably the same night when Dillian White fought Chisora when they interviewed Deontay because there was a fight happening in America at the same time. And I remember they asked Wilder if he had a chance to watch the fight with Dillian White and Derek Chisora. You know what he said? Because that was the same night when Dillian White kind of called out AJ and AJ was on the apron and the crowd kind of booed because AJ said he's chasing Undisputed, not Dillian White.
Yeah.
So Deontay, this is how you know, Raphie, what he was saying was real. Like he's jealous of AJ. They asked him if he saw the Dillian White versus Chisora fight. Wilder's response was, "Nah, but I heard they booed Joshua though. I heard they booed Joshua." The guy was like, "Yeah, I guess." It's on Fight Hype. It's on Fight Hype. Look it up. You see it. And I was like, "What's with you and Anthony Joshua? Wait, what? Who asked you about them booing Joshua?" Anyway, so they asked him, I think it was the same night, well, what about the Joshua fight? I mean, Tyson Fury's going to do this. And he says, nah, I still choose Tyson Fury. This was when Joshua was saying, I could fight Deontay Wilder at Wembley in like April or whatever, or March or whatever. And the guy asked him, well, are you going to fight Anthony Joshua at Wembley? And he said, nah, I still choose Tyson Fury because, you know, people are already excited about our first fight. And you don't want people to lose their excitement and they have to get re-excited. I was like, this dude is a dummy. What is he talking about? Excited and re-excited? Raphie, it is on Fight Hype. Just look for the date of the Dillian White fight and look for Fight Hype video on the same night. You'll see it. It's stupid. I heard they booed Joshua though. I was like, man, shut up.
Yo, man, the guy's got some chronic, what you call it, red eye, jealousy. For Anthony Joshua, and it must be through the roof now. It must be through the roof, but I don't know. I think in truth, I think the truth of it is that Deontay Wilder's limited skill. You know, people boasting. He was boasting. Some people were boasting. You know, he was boasting. I only have to be perfect for 2 seconds. The other guy has to be perfect for 36 minutes. No, because if you lack basic fundamental skills, you can get battered around the ring. And we saw it happen. We saw what happened in the second Fury fight when Fury was ready now. His confidence was up, wasn't worried about the right hand because he knew he had tactics to take away the right hand. And we saw what happens when a guy who is a one-trick pony. Let's get it straight. Deontay Wilder is a one-trick pony. And when you're a one-trick pony, it's only a matter of time. It's only a matter of time before that comes back to bite you on your what do you call it? Your dancing queen ass. Only a matter of time. It's only a matter of time, and we saw it happen. And I think that the calculation was, well, Fury can't knock you out, but Joshua can. Let's go fight Fury.
That's right.
And and I'm not convinced that the end game was to get to Joshua. I'm not convinced. I really am not convinced because he had 101 excuses why he shouldn't fight Joshua. I think that he was happy. I think Deontay Wilder would have been happy to have some kind of 4-fight thing with Fury. And I mean, if he beats Fury the next time, however unlikely, but if he beats Fury the next time, then that sets up the 4th fight. I think Deontay Wilder would be quite happy to occupy himself fighting Tyson Fury 4 times rather than fighting Anthony Joshua once. And that's the sad indictment. I don't think he wants to fight Joshua. I think he's jealous of Joshua, and I think he thinks he gets knocked out by Joshua. And so, you know, that's the sad and sorry tale. It's the sad and sorry tale of it. And while we're here talking about Joshua, talking about Wilder, Wild Boar pretty much extinct in the UK. I guess he must have had it shipped over from France. What does he say? Ruben Guerrero, you think Wilder should just duck out the rematch? See what happens with the WBO. A fight with him and Usyk. I don't think he wants anything with Usyk. Dubois would be big. I don't know who Wilder. I don't know who Wilder fights. I don't know who he fights next. Because there's so many people now who can take him out. There's so many people who can take him out.
But remember,
Yeah.
I think Anthony Joshua and Dillian White had said before Tyson Fury beat him, like they would beat him, like they just press him, keep him on the back foot, and they would knock him out. And they said that's how to beat Deontay Wilder, and that's how Tyson Fury beat Deontay Wilder.
Yes, they already had him down. They had him patterned. They knew what's up. They knew how to defeat him. And I think he knows this. I really, but Deontay Wilder is such a liar. He's such a liar. It's hard to pick out the little moments of truth in what he says. I mean, can you believe anything that Deontay Wilder says? Lisa Bayliss up in the building. Good to have you, Lisa. Let's have a look here. We're going to switch over. Wilder should just retire. Well, I kind of think he has kind of retired, but he's talking about he wants to carry on fighting for 5 years. Who the hell is he going to be fighting for 5 years? I don't get it. Wilder is just so much smokes and mirrors with Wilder. He seems like a habitual liar. But let's wrap this up. Let me share my screen with you. We will be talking about other things, folks, but Wilder is big in the press right now. Since he's come out and broke his silence, it seems like a whole pile of nonsense, a whole load of gibberish. Well, let me share my screen with you because Anthony Joshua has responded to Deontay Wilder. So let's have a quick look at what Joshua had to say. Let me make sure you can see that good. Yeah. Let me drop this thing down so it don't block none of the script. There is it. There it is. Boom. Let's bring that down for a second. Okay, that looks good. Let's continue. Okay, let's have a little quick look at this because we've already pretty much dissected it. But Anthony Joshua responds to Deontay Wilder's outburst to Tyson Fury. Okay, smash that like button, hit that subscribe button, hit that share button, and for sure, go ahead and tickle that super chat button if you are enjoying the regular content you get over here at Raphael Dawkins Combat Radio. Hey, I reckon this is, I've got Netflix and I watch it by once like every 2 months. So, this is a better value than Netflix. Check it out. That's just my opinion, of course. Okay, so Anthony Joshua tells Sky Sports News after Deontay Wilder broke his silence. Let me just highlight this for everybody. When time goes by naturally, the truth will always reveal itself. Damn. Wilder wrote, I was offered more money to fight Joshua in a tweet to Tyson Fury. Joshua and Wilder never crossed paths. Okay, so boom, face to face. We never saw it. Never happened. I don't know if they've ever even met. Okay, so Anthony Joshua insists Deontay Wilder has finally revealed the truth about not accepting a deal to fight and has criticized his rival who dragged my name through the mud. Yes, he did. He really tried to do a number on Joshua, really tried to vilify his name. Okay, so a tweet from the WBC champion Wilder aimed at Tyson Fury at the weekend said, I was offered more money to fight Joshua than I was getting to fight you. Again, being a man of my word, I fought you. What the hell is that? Is that all? That was a quick. Oh, Eddie Hearn. Eddie Hearn came out and said, I thought Joshua dacked you. What the hell happened? Why did that just... Huh? Oh, no. Okay, so it went to the real Twitter. I didn't actually need it to go to the real Twitter. I'm just happy for it to stay here. Okay, I thought AJ ducked you. And he was responding to Deontay Wilder, who said, I suppose it's going to go to the real Twitter again. Yep. Damn. Okay, so here is the real Twitter. I don't know. Can I even play this? Okay, well, let me just kill the music for a second. And let us go ahead and play this for the people who may not have seen it, but they've heard it for sure.
Silence is golden. But my ears can still hear and my eyes can still see. The Bible also tells us to be swift to hear and slow to speak. You see, what you don't understand, thief, what you did is what my people deal with all the time. Someone cheating them from providing their greatness into the world.
Let me stop that. It's a good thing I went back over to this thing because I'm not sharing the new thing. So let me stop sharing that thing and share the new thing so you can see for yourselves. Now, let me make sure that you're seeing that properly. Let me resize the screen for your entertainment. Like so. Okay, it should be better now. Let's go from the TOP.
The Bible tells us that silence is gold. But my ears can still hear and my eyes can still see. The Bible also tells us to be swift to hear and slow to speak. You see, what you don't understand, thief, what you did is what my people deal with all the time. Someone cheating them from providing their greatness into the world. But it's a burden that we cut off only to make us stronger. So in the first fight where Ricky Haddon was pulling down your gloves to put your fist in the improper position, y'all tried the same method the second time, but this time you scratched flesh out of my ears, which caused my ears to bleed. It's impossible for a brand new 10-ounce glove to bend, to keep a smushed in form, or to have loose space. I highly believe you put something hard in your glove, something the size and the shape of an egg weight. It's the reason why the side of my face swelled up in an egg weight form. And it left a dent in my face as well. But in the midst of it all, you still couldn't keep this king down. You would have had to kill me. In the end, it took a crab in a bucket referee and a disloyal trainer to throw the towel in just to stop me. Proverbs, the 6th chapter 30, 31st says, excuses may be found from a thief who steals because he is starving. But if he is caught, he will have to pay back 7 times what he stole, even if he had to sell everything in his house. And payback is coming.
Damn. Payback is coming. And yeah, so that was Deontay Wilder's thing. Deontay Wilder's response that we've been waiting for. One of his responses. Then he went on a media tour of certain LDBC channels. And yeah, that wasn't good. But let me get back into the article that I was sharing. Let's get back into that. Where is it? Boom. Let's hear Anthony Joshua's words. Okay, but before that, let me acknowledge Lisa Bayliss coming through once again, super chat dominator. Other super chat dominators being Leighton Evelyn, James Jameson, Freddie Mars, Frank the French. I think Shiz Biz chipped in one time too. Shiz Biz. So much appreciation for the super chats. Boom, plural. Okay, excellente. Much appreciation. It's always good when you see the live chat litty. Nice colors. Okay, so let's get back to the AJ thing. Thank you, Lisa. Much appreciated. When that fight was a draw, I told you I would give you a rematch. You know, I was offered more money to fight Joshua than I was getting to fight you. Again, being a man of my word, I fought you like I said I would. Okay. Yeah, that is true. It did happen. It did fight him again, but why didn't you go on? Why didn't you have the ambition to go on and fight Joshua for undisputed? While Tyson Fury was fighting the likes of Tom Schwartz and Otto Wallin. He was down there lying on the canvas, holding on to Tyson Fury's legs. Not a good look, Deontay. Not a good look. Wilder's reign was conclusively ended by Tyson Luke Fury. Okay, so Joshua's promoter, Eddie Hearn, sarcastically reacted, I thought AJ ducked you. Now Joshua has exclusively told Sky Sports about Wilder's words. It makes the ultimate sense. It's hard because at the time when people were talking and you see lots of media stuff, you start to believe what that person was saying. When time goes by, naturally, the truth always reveals itself. I get a lot of stick, but I take it with a pinch of salt. Hold on, let me just close this thing down because it's throwing up notifications. Let's stop that. Let's mute that for a bit. Okay. I get a lot of stick, but I take it with a pinch of salt. He admitted it. We made him a lucrative offer, but he wanted to face Fury instead. So be it. But if that's what he wanted to do, fine. But he dragged my name through the mud. Yeah. That's a Deontay Wilder thing. That's a Deontay Wilder thing. He likes to, it appears he likes to drag people's name through the mud. He dragged what's the referee? Kenny Bayless's name through the mud. And then he dragged his own trainer's name through the mud. With no compunction, no hesitation. It ain't a problem for Deontay Wilder to slander a next man's name. But yeah, there's Anthony Joshua with all those belts, but he didn't want it. Deontay Wilder apparently didn't want it. Didn't want those belts. He was happy with Sophia. OMG. Okay, so what other quotes have we got from here? While Wilder was trying to make me look like a bad person, I didn't want to enhance the sport or fight certain fighters. I just had to roll with the punches. He has come out and said it himself. We offered him a really good deal, but he wanted to fight Fury. People can take it how they want and see what the truth is now. Okay, so yeah, what Joshua said, Joshua's effectively saying that the truth has been revealed.
Hey man,
yeah.
Remember when DeBella came out and spoke about what happened with him, and Anthony Joshua made a post says, when the loyalty is gone, the truth always comes out, right?
Yeah.
Right. So right now he don't have no loyalty to people, so he's just talking off of emotion right now and exposing himself. But if you realize something, Deontay Wilder used two things that has been tried and true in fooling people and tricking people, right? He used religion in his post, and he used racial bias, right? So he first started out talking about how, what happened to him was something that our people been going through for whatever, meaning black people been going through. So the issue, Raphie, is that I take personal offense to them things because as a black man myself, and I teach history, I teach African history, I teach Caribbean history in regards to African history. I do lectures and all that, in my part time.
Yeah.
And them things offend me because I also know how frauds use real racial issues, very real things, to prop up when they have a shaky premise.
Yes.
Deontay Wilder has a shaky premise.
Yes.
And if you sprinkle in just enough race into it, people might believe you. Right? Oh, they're keeping down the black man. Right? And he's been doing that for a long time. He's been using racial issues, and he's been using internal colorism issues, because somehow him and the LDBC managed to make Deontay Wilder versus Anthony Joshua a light-skinned black man versus a dark-skinned black man. Right? So you sprinkle in just enough racial issues, and you play on other people's insecurities, right? And you project that into the world, and people will believe you.
Yes.
This didn't go over too well, actually. Before, if this was before, it would have gone over great. And then he used the Bible scriptures and all of that.
Yeah.
Race and religion, oh, those two things, oh, you can catch anybody with that. But this one didn't go over well for him. This one backfired though.
Big
right?
time. Big time.
So Anthony Joshua said the truth. He had to roll with the punches because Deontay Wilder, along with his sycophant fans, or his lunatic fans, they had the ear of everybody. And the American media all of a sudden discovered Deontay Wilder because he was jumping on Anthony Joshua's train, right?
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, they too started with the narrative that Deontay Wilder is being ducked and he's a feared man and he's this and he's that. Right? So Anthony Joshua has to roll with the punches and not respond and not do all these things. He had to stay cool and relax until, it's like in St. Kitts we got saying, they run till night catch it. You understand?
Say that again?
They run until night catch it.
Yes. You
understand me?
Yes.
Okay? So you can only go as far until somebody catch you. They run until night catch it. So night catch Deontay Wilder now.
Yes. You see, Deontay Wilder is a hell of a salesman. He's a salesman who he couldn't really get his foot in the door initially, but when he put Anthony Joshua's name in his mouth, all of a sudden, doors which were previously closed to him opened up, and it was more profitable for a period of time for Deontay Wilder just to keep Anthony Joshua's name in his mouth. His value kept on rising. The offers kept on rising. I think they started at 8 and ended up at 40 million per fight, 80 million for 2 fights. Remember, he started off, his value was 8 million initially, and then he went up to 2 fights for 40 million. So Deontay Wilder's tactic of abusing Anthony Joshua's name, of maligning Anthony Joshua's name, was highly, highly profitable. It was a profitable thing to do. It was a profitable thing to besmirch a next man's name. But looky here, the chickens have come home to roost because the things that you do to other people from afar, he eventually ended up doing to his own team member. So that bad habit of besmirching people's names, maligning people's names, lying about people, ended up doing it to his own team member. And I think that anyone any normal, well-balanced person will have serious reservations about the pupil maligning. What's the word beginning with S? Scandalizing. Another word beginning with S. Scandalize. I don't know. I can't remember. It slipped my mind. But yeah, besmirching. Let's go with besmirching. Anyone with any sense of decency will have a natural reluctance to accept someone who is maligning his own instructor's name, maligning it. The guy has a job to do. He has to go on and fight, train with other people, train other fighters. And now Deontay Wilder has effectively said that this guy is a cheat. He will cheat you. He will spike your drink. He will work in concert with other people to bring you down. So I say that Mark Breland has every right to seek legal redress against Deontay Wilder's scurrilous allegations. And what would that be? That would be defamation. I say Mark Breland has every right to take Deontay Wilder, hit Deontay Wilder with a defamation suit, defamation of character. And I said this over on over at Nesta Gibbs's place yesterday. I said I hit him with a super chat, so he had to read it out. And I said that both Breland and Bayliss, the referee, remember Deontay Wilder implied that Bayliss, the referee Bayliss, was inebriated. And I said that both Breland and Bayliss have a good argument for a defamation suit. And my old buddy there, Nescafe, said, no, they would have to prove that Deontay Wilder was wrong. But no, I'm sorry, my friend. No, with a defamation suit, it would be Wilder who had to prove his allegations. I repeat, in a defamation suit, it is Wilder who would have to prove his allegations as fact. And so I would actually welcome Breland. They are very, very serious allegations, and I would actually welcome Breland taking Deontay Wilder to court on a defamation suit. Future loss of earnings could be a couple mil. What we got here? God knows when Wilder was last in contact with his brain. OMG. Yes. The Lineal Combat Radio Champion. Thank you. Thank you for the super chat, Frank the French. Like I say, hey, we're rivaling Netflix over here with the content. Okay, so yeah, Anthony Joshua comes out and says, no, this guy besmirched my name. He besmirched my name. And it's unacceptable. Months ago, someone said Wilder owes Shelley Finkel 10 million. How could he owe him 10 million? Really? I want to see the breakdown of that. BG London says, true, that was slander. That's the word I was looking for, slander. Slander, defamation of character, sue for future loss of earnings, could be a couple million, absolutement. Okay, and so where are we now? I think we've done that. What's on the screen? Boom. So we can stop sharing that. And where are we going now? We have not yet ended. There's a couple more things I want to touch on. Okay, so boom, this is a good one. Let's open sesame. We're moving away from. Also, I suppose we have to wrap up Wilder. I suppose we have to have some final words on Wilder before we move along. What's the future? Iron Kong, what's the future for Deontay Wilder?
I don't think he should retire personally. Dillian White is free. He should fight Dillian White now, right? So, but I know people saying he should retire, he should do all this, but I think there are fights out there for Deontay Wilder. Deontay Wilder actually wants to put the effort in to become, to have a solid career, because right now, if he's thinking about the prospects, let me tell you something. These dudes who are coming up, them beatings not going to get no lighter. And they've seen your deficiencies. You're not as young as you used to be. And people, the guys coming up now might be even less afraid of you, because this post that you did, this whole internet thing, has also diminished his persona, right? It's not that he lost, but this internet posting has diminished Deontay Wilder's persona.
Yes.
So people not going to respect him as much. But I wouldn't like to see him retire. I think he should fight again in 2021. I don't know against who, because if Anthony Joshua and Tyson Fury actually fight twice in 2021, I don't know where that leaves. He's not going to be fighting for a belt. Because because if these two fight, it's just them two fighting in 2020. They're not going to fight nobody else in 2021. It's just going to be them fighting.
Yes.
and then everybody else. But
Yeah.
there are big fights out there for Deontay. He needs to get his act together. He needs to apologize for these statements. I think he should continue his career,
Yeah.
but he has to get a hold of himself.
Yeah.
That's my opinion.
Yeah. Yes. Absolutely. Absolutely. Okay. So where are we? Let's have a look at this topic. Okay. So as I think most people know, started off the show with this topic. Hearn, White will wait until Povetkin rematch on January the 30th to fight. Let's get into that story. Okay, so as you all will already know, Alexander Povetkin has come down positive, come up, come down positive. What? In place of White, Hearn has moved. Hold on. What does this say? In place of White, Hearn has moved the welterweight clash between Conor Benn versus Sebastian Formale to the main event. And the card is now on regular Sky Sports rather than box office. It's too low level of a fight to be selling on box office. Okay, so Povetkin came down with the COVID-19 and so 41-year-old Povetkin, yeah. So the fight will be delayed. Now, I think people thought that Dillian White would fight somebody else, but no. What's going to happen is that he's going to wait. Where are we now? October, November, December, January. Yeah, so he's going to wait end of January. So that's what pretty much November, December. That's 3 months. So yeah, so he's going to wait. He's not going to mess around. He's going to wait. He's going to wait until the end of January. He's going to wait for Povetkin. Okay, so the article goes on to say Hunter was willing to fight White for free. For free? Really? I don't think so. But that wasn't enough of a lure for Hearn to use him as a replacement. Both Hunter and Chisora were likely considered too risky for White to face, as he's coming off a brutal 5th round KO defeat. What does he say here? We don't know how White will take getting hit in the head with hard shots, says the writer. Well, that's true. You've just been knocked out. But, now think about it. This is interesting. This is very, very interesting. Because thinking about it now, I wasn't a fan of an immediate rematch after getting KO'd, after being knocked sparko. I wasn't a fan of that. So now he's effectively got the 6 months. He's effectively, ironically, got the 6 month break that I said would be preferable. That's just come to me. He's getting the 6 month break now. Hopefully, he wasn't getting hit in the head too much in sparring. So now, this is strange. This could be a blessing. Iron Kong, this could be a blessing in disguise, which I've only just realized.
You mean for Dillian?
Yeah, it's a blessing in disguise. It could be a blessing in disguise because really, I didn't want Dillian fighting again for 6 months after a KO. I don't think a fighter should fight again for 6 months after a KO.
Yes, man. I think this was the best. We had a conversation about this. If they're actually going to put him in there with Derek Chisora and then fight Povetkin in January, I was like, that's impossible.
Mm-hmm.
If Dillian White fights Derek Chisora a third time, he's not going to fight nobody again for a year. If these two fight, it's going to be a brutal fight.
Yes.
You understand?
Absolutely.
And we were talking earlier, and I said, nah, he not going to fight nobody. He's going to just rest up, and this is good for him. It gives him a chance to actually rest.
Yeah.
That was a hell of a knockout. I know he thinks he's fine because he got up and he didn't have a concussion,
Mm-hmm.
but you never know.
Yeah.
So he needed this extra little time to rest up and get his brain right. I know physically he looks all right, but you never know. You have to get over this. Joshua took what, 6 months?
Yeah.
6 months after being stopped?
Yeah.
And Dillian White was going to go in there, less than 3 months after?
Yes. Yeah, less than 3 months after.
Nah, man. So this is a good thing for Dillian. I know he's a guy who will fight anybody, and I'm glad Eddie Hearn did not try to get this man in there against any tough opposition. Let this man rest up and fight Povetkin in January. He's not
Yeah.
hurting anybody. Sky Sports will just have to do a regular show in place and call it that. That's all.
Yes. 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 Yeah, I just realized that this is a blessing in disguise. Dillian White gets the 6 months, which I always say you shouldn't fight. You shouldn't be fighting anybody for 6 months after you get KO'd. Just on health grounds, just on the grounds of giving. I mean, personally, I wouldn't even have somebody sparring. They were taking punches to the head. You can spar. I mean, Brendan Ingle, the late trainer of the likes of Johnny Nelson, Harold Bomber Graham, and Nassim. What is his name? Nassim Hamed. He's a great trainer. He used to have the guys spar, but they went very light to the head. Sometimes they didn't go to the head at all. Just jabs to the head or light punches to the head or to the body. You can go as heavy as you want. But I'm definitely a fan of that style of training. Every now and then, yes, you just go all out. But generally speaking, you spare the headshots which over time have a degenerative effect. So this is a blessing. This is a blessing in disguise. I was just talking to his trainer, Xavier Miller, and we're going to be talking live at some point soon. But that's an angle. I wasn't talking to him, messaging, but that's an angle which had escaped me. Body sparring only. Yeah, this is a blessing. This could be a blessing in disguise. Said he fight. Hunter did say he'd fight White or Fury. Well, it's a smart move, isn't it? It's a smart move for him to fight those guys. Both will duck the bounty hunter. Nobody wants the bounty hunter right about now. Neither of those guys want the bounty hunter right about now. I'm just a prospect. Who is just a prospect? Who is that a quote from? What am I doing now? What are we looking at now? I don't know. Do we go for another topic or do we shut the show down? Tell me in the chat. Do we go for another topic or do we shut this thing down? Have we done enough? I always say I'm not going to bash Deontay Wilder no more, but then he says something else. He says something else and I have to address it. Let me have a look at what's going on. Let me check the statistics. Okay, so let me get back into the chat. Okay, so 1 hour 43 minutes. I got more to talk about, Iron Kong, but I think we're gonna bring this baby home. It's more to talk about, but maybe I'll go live or drop a video or two tomorrow. Aaron Daly up in the building says another topic. We're gonna save it for tomorrow, Aaron. We're gonna save it for tomorrow. I'm bursting with energy. But we're gonna save it. We're just gonna tease you guys. So, Iron Kong, your final words on the shenanigans of Deontay, the Bronze Bomber Wilder.
Yeah, man. I'll finish just like I was started. Deontay Wilder is a madman, and I want Deontay Wilder to get the help he needs to get over this situation. You chose Tyson Fury because you thought Tyson Fury was a finished man. You don't realize Tyson Fury was actually cherry picking you. Yeah. So you have to deal with that. You had every opportunity to achieve unified and undisputed. You said so yourself, and you failed to do so. You gotta get over yourself. You need to apologize to Matt Breland. Other than that, bro, your career might be finished if you don't accept the situation and move on. And Oluwafemi is much more of a man than you, because that man, in my opinion, took a worse loss than
Yeah.
Deontay Wilder. He
Yeah.
took a worse, a more embarrassing loss. And that man got himself together. He didn't hide from anybody. He got himself together, got back home, got back to work, and got back his belts. You know, rather than tearing on Anthony Joshua, Deontay Wilder really should reach out to Anthony Joshua and talk to that man and ask him how he dealt with it. You know what I'm saying? So that's
Yeah.
my opinion. Y'all stay
Yeah.
safe. I'm gonna go now and look at this debacle called the American election. And you stay safe, Raphie. Peace, bro.
100. 100. Much appreciation. Iron Kong has got his own channel, he's got his own show. Feel free to go and check him out. So what can I say in conclusion? I keep on saying I'm not gonna bash Deontay no more, but we got to talk about the things. We got to talk about the things, the topics of the day. And Deontay Wilder breaking his silence is the topic of the day, as well as Dillian White, as well as he's got his own show. Absolutely. Much appreciation to Iron Kong from over there in the Caribbean, St. Kitts and Nevis. Yeah, he did say Wilder was only a baby. He's just a baby. Deontay is just a baby. Yeah, so as well as Dillian White getting that extra rest, I think it's a good move. Could be a blessing in disguise. Yes. Deontay Wilder. I don't know. Is a puzzle, is a mystery. When somebody lies so much, it's hard to pick out the truth. You don't know what is the truth. You don't know what he's saying. What he's saying. You know, when he might drop a little nugget of truth in there, in all the bull-ish, but mostly it's nonsense. It's gibberish. It's nonsense and gibberish, and it's hard to make sense of gibberish. It's almost impossible. So what is Deontay Wilder's true motive? And another factor which I forgot about is that he was silent. He was silent during the time of negotiations. When the contract was still in effect, we didn't hear a peep out of him. Once the contract expired, all of a sudden, Deontay Wilder breaks his silence once the contract has expired. And there's a thin line between love and hate. Gonna miss Bomb Squad. We're gonna miss Bomb Squad. Of course, I'm gonna miss Bomb Squad because he did provide those column inches. There's no question about that. But we're gonna miss him. But what we're really gonna miss is the fact that he clearly, by his own admission, ducked Anthony Oluwafemi, Olansi, Joshua. That's what I'm gonna miss. The fact that he ducked Anthony Joshua. That ain't gonna go down well. It ain't gonna go down well in the annals of history. His slandering of his coach, his former coach. It's not a good look. His slandering of the referee. Absolutement. Lisa Bell is the first lady of the chat. Undisputed. No question about it. What was I just saying? Yeah, the slandering of his coach. The slandering of the referee. Is no one immune to the sharp and acerbic tongue of Deontay Wilder? Is there no one he's prepared? Is there no one he's not prepared to sell down the river? It was not capitalism. It was not a duck. It was capitalism. Hey, it was a clear duck. The man, rather than go for undisputed, was there fiddling around with Tyson Fury. Messing around with Tyson Fury. After the first fight, he should have moved straight to straight to undisputed. But once again, the waters get muddied. What was his true motive? What was his true motivation? It's we may never know, because I don't think Deontay Wilder's going to be sticking around for long. I don't see him fighting for more than a year more, 12 months, 18 months. I just don't see it. Slanderous. I just don't see it. So what's he going to do next? It's really, really difficult. It's it's really, really difficult. Philip Carl Roberts, I switched over to Barbershop the other night when Wilder was on and you got kicked out in 2 minutes flat. Oh my gosh. OMG. Why do we have to watch another Matchroom White versus... Well, no, it's not a PPV no more. It's not a PPV no more. And Dillian White is not fighting. He's going to wait till Povetkin heals up, gets over his COVID-19 diagnosis, and comes back and fights on January the 30th. We will never know, because Eddie didn't give up the 50%. Yeah, Deontay Wilder ain't worth 50%. He ain't worth 50%. You know what I mean? Oh, gosh. Okay, so I think we've done it. We've got more material, but let's save that. Let's save that till tomorrow. Thanks to everyone up in the chat, up in the building. Be sure to like the show if you like the show. Be sure to hit that subscribe button if you have not yet done so. And those who are already subscribed, don't be afraid to hit that bell icon once to deactivate it, and hit it again to reactivate it, because you know the YouTubes, they play games. So thank you to everyone who jumped on. Sorry, everyone who came in. Thanks to Iron Kong for jumping on. Thanks to everybody, and much appreciation goes out to you all watching now, in the present, and in the future. And a shout out to the Super Chat Dominators, Frank the French. Yes. Lineal Combat Radio Champ. Much appreciation. Big shout out to Super Chat Dominator Lisa Bayliss, making the chat litty. And once again, showing support for the channel. Much appreciation. Much appreciation to you, and everybody. Great. Thanks for having you. Thanks for jumping in. It's been another one. It's been the Raphael Dawkins Combat Radio. It's been the Boxing Talk with Raphie. Rick Glazer, I think, he's crying in his soup. James Jameson hasn't given up hope yet. But once it's official, James, just drop that tenner in the PayPal. And yeah, the PayPal button is in the description box, me old bean. Oh, gosh. It's the Raphael Dawkins. It's the Combat Radio. It's the like. It's the subscribe. It's the comments. It's the shares. And it is the hitting that bell icon to stay updated with news and notifications. Don't forget about the live show. Don't forget to follow me on Twitter. It's the Raphael Dawkins, it's the Combat Radio. And I'm out. Blessed.